moving Lagos forward.
Hello and good evening. Here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Lagos State government reinforces regulatory compliance across 421,000 construction sites. House of Representatives calls for probe into human errors in unified tertiary matriculation examinations. On a foreign scene, Canadian government holds talks with United States over Golden Dome missile defense system. And in sports, Super Eagles coach unveils squads for Unity Cup tournament in London friendly against Russia in Moscow. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos State government, through the Lagos State Safety Commission, has reinforced regulatory compliance across 421,000 construction sites, microfinance institutions, and manufacturing plants, and sanctioned 3 buildings for failing safety standards. It also completed the Lagos State Occupational Safety and Health Master Plan and implemented the new safety guidelines across diverse economic sectors. Commissioner for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Gbenga Oyerinde, who stated this at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa, Ikeja, reiterated the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration's commitment to the safety, security, and well-being of all Lagos residents. According to Oyerinde, the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, responded to 2,022 emergencies between January 2024 and March 2025, while the agency's pre-hospital care unit attended to 707 medical cases, while successfully rescuing and treating 4,847 accident victims.
At the ministry, our vision is so clear: to be a first-class nation builders, effective interface between the governments and relevant stakeholders, safety, disaster managers based on strategic thinking and planning within a robust research and development where safety will be a portion.
Oyerinde hinted that construction work is ongoing on the fire stations in Koshofe, Yaba, and Ikotun, and others to complement existing ones to ensure disaster risk reduction, while also installing industrial boreholes in key fire stations across Alausa, Isolo, Ebute Elefun, Ajegunle, and Ogombo to further build capacity in fire safety and rescue operations. In the year under review, the ministry also coordinated a joint flood assessment in Isheri North and Agility Phase 2, aiding over 5,000 affected residents following water discharge from the Oyo Dam. Our correspondent Adeola Akinele quotes the commissioner as saying that a joint committee was inaugurated with the Independent National Electoral Commission to support voter education at the grassroots ahead of the local government elections, while sensitization initiatives focused on youth recruitment into the Nigerian Armed Forces and anti-human trafficking campaigns also recorded wide participation. The Special Task Force on Land Grabbers received 4,458 petitions, out of which 403 were concluded, with 139 enforcement approvals and 204 inscription approvals in the last 1 year. The task force also obtained 15 court rulings and 20 judgments in favor of the state government in the year under review. Speaking at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa, Ikeja, Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Lawal Pedro also said in the period under review, the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency handled 624 cases of children maintenance crisis, 294 cases of children custody and access problems were resolved. According to Pedro, the Virtual Response and Referral Service handled over 80,000 cases, while Counseling and Psychotherapy Services Department has directly provided counseling and psychotherapy services to over 4,000 survivors of trauma, abuse, and other psychological challenges, and reached about 2 million people directly and over 4 million indirectly.
From institutional reform and legislative drafting to staff welfare, improve access to justice, and strengthening intelligence, all are part of the deliberate and strategic effort to reposition the justice sector as a catalyst for economic growth, social stability, and good governance. Each initiative we have undertaken, whether in safeguarding property rights, promoting the rule of law, or advancing human rights protection, has been guided by a single objective to deliver justice efficiently, transparently, and equitably for all residents of Lagos State.
Pedro said the state government has also approved 2 bills to be sent to the State Assembly on land administration and registration of marriages. One of the bills is to establish a lease pending litigation registry where all litigations on land matters will be registered to protect the public from buying or dealing in such property. The other bill is to establish a marriage and dissolution registry to register all forms of marriages in the state, as well as issue certificates. Our correspondent Adiola Kinele reports that the ministry had also prepared an amendment to the state tenancy law of 2016 to address issues of exploitative rent increase, non-payment of arrears of rent, and delays in tenancy litigation. The Lagos State of Government, through the Office of the State Auditor General, has hosted the 54th Biannual Conference of the Body of Federal and State Auditors General, themed Nigeria's Accountability Ecosystem, Leveraging Performance Audit for Effective Governance and Transparency. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, urged auditors to embrace innovation and technology in audit practices. He emphasized that accountability is the bedrock of democracy and called for auditing processes that go beyond financial checks to evaluate the real outcomes of government programs. Sanwo-Olu also advocated the use of tools such as data analytics and blockchain to improve efficiency and reduce the risk of manipulations.
It's both timely and very critical. It resonates deeply with the core objectives of good governance, which are accountability, transparency, and the efficient use of public resources for the benefit of our citizens. As we all know, accountability is the cornerstone of democracy. It ensures that public officials and institutions are answerable for their actions and decisions.
In his welcome remarks, Lagos State Auditor General Muyiwa Adetono received the auditors from all 35 states and acknowledged the conference as a vital platform to explore innovations that enhance audit practices. He noted that the event's theme aligns with the national vision for strengthening transparency and governance.
It's all about performance audit, where we want to ensure that value for money is being enhanced, meaning that the efficient and effectiveness of how our money has been expended, which is the cause of the citizen at the end of every budget year.
Delivering a goodwill message, Ondo State Auditor General Sunday Adegoke commended the Lagos State government for its hospitality and governance efforts. Adegoke emphasized integrity as the profession's guiding principle and encouraged auditors to reinforce Nigeria's accountability ecosystem.
I've actually realized the importance of performance audits in ensuring that all government expenditures, programs and projects have impact on the lives of the citizens. And that is the reason why we have decided to come together to share experiences, to share ideas,
Nations drew dignitaries including traditional rulers, permanent secretaries, retired auditors, and officials from various ministries, departments, and agencies across the country, showcasing a unified front in the pursuit of stronger governance frameworks. And now to the rest of the stories. The House of Representatives Committee on Basic Education Examination Bodies has called for an independent probe into the human errors that disrupted this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations (UTME). Addressing reporters at the National Assembly in Abuja, Committee Chair Ofoji Oboku said they are working with the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board (JAB) on reforms to restore credibility of the exam process. According to Oboku, one of the measures under consideration is deployment of independent monitors in the 6 geopolitical zones to ensure transparency and accountability in future. Oboku stressed the need for reform, warning that the system cannot withstand another large-scale disruption. Sokoto State Government has inaugurated a digital skills training center aimed at equipping Almajiri children and out-of-school adolescent girls with relevant skills for the modern world. The initiative is in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Funds and other foundations. Sokoto State Governor Ahmad Aliyu said the inauguration was significant to tackle educational disparity and promote digital inclusion among residents. Aliyu also said the initiative tagged Digital Village was also designed to equip underserved youths with essential digital skills as well as prepare them for opportunities in an increasingly technology-driven world. And now to foreign news. The Canadian government is in talks with the United States over joining its proposed Golden Dome missile defense system, aimed at countering next-generation aerial threats. Prime Minister Mark Carney said there are active discussions between Canada and the U.S. on security, including on existing and new programs like the Golden Dome. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump unveiled the plan for the new missile defense system on Tuesday, announcing an initial price tag of $25 billion, saying Canada was interested in joining the project. Canada's openness to joining the proposed Golden Dome system comes amid ongoing trade and security negotiations between the two countries after Trump threatened steep tariffs on Canada and said it will be better off as a U.S. state. And now sports. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has selected winger Moses Simon, goalkeeper Stanley Wabali, midfielder Wilfred Ndidi, and forward Ahmed Musa among a total of 25 players who will execute this month's end Unity Cup tournament in London. Chelle, who admitted that he is looking forward to taking part in the Unity Cup, as it will give the coaching crew the chance to try out a few new players in different roles to strengthen the squad before the matches in September and October, included a number of standout Nigeria Premier League football players in the list. The Unity Cup tournament, involving Nigeria, Jamaica, Ghana, Trinidad and Tobago, will be staged at the 17,250 capacity G-Tech Community Stadium in Brentford, West London. The tournament will kick off with the first semi-final on Tuesday, 27th May, as Trinidad and Tobago tackle Jamaica. The following day, 3-time African champions Nigeria will take on 4-time African champions Ghana in the second semi-final. All 4 teams will return on Saturday, 31st of May, for the grand finale, with the losers of the semi-final fixtures featuring the third-place game before the final to determine the Unity Cup 2025 champions. For the friendly with Russia's senior men's team in the Luzhniki Stadium, Moscow, on Friday, June 6, Chelle has picked a total of 21 players, with captain William Trustekong, fellow defenders Olaoluwa Aino and Bright Osai Samo, midfielders Fisayo Delibashir and Rafael Onyedika, and forwards Victor Boniface and Sadiq Umar, joining a number of picks from the Unity Cup cohort. And that's all for the news at 6. Maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 18,000 teachers were trained under a co-excel? You can get more details on the Lagos State government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State government, through the Lagos State Safety Commission, has reinforced regulatory compliance across 421,000 construction sites, microfinance institutions, and manufacturing plants, and sanctioned 3 buildings for failing safety standards. The House of Representatives Committee on Basic Education Examination Bodies has called for an independent probe into the human errors that disrupted this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. We also told you that Canadian government is in talks with the United States over joining its proposed Golden Dome missile defense system aimed at countering next-generation aerial threats. And in sports, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has selected winger Moses Simon, goalkeeper Stanley Mwabadi, midfielder Wilfred Ndidi, and forward Ahmed Musa, among a total of 25 players who will execute this month's end Unity Cup tournament in London. For contacts with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adeswa Ejoyuka. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.